It's 2050, 30 years since humans returned to the moon. Regular ferries now operate between lunar orbit and the Shackleton spaceport. The original outpost has grown into a lunar city. Commercial domes, processing plants, hotel towers radiate out from its center. It's hard to believe that all this sprang from a single module delivered by an Altair cargo flight just 3 decades earlier. And the Shackleton crater isn't the only place where humans have landed. Over the horizon, China and India have also established their own lunar bases.
One of the most fascinating things is going to be the race for which government and which societal structure will have predominance in space.
Thoughts like these may have spurred today's travelers. This flight is filled with business people and scientists, here to help take the final step of the lunar mission, creating a self-sustaining economy.
That's how civilizations expand. And we have to do it in a partnership wherein the government helps support and catalyze the development of activities that can eventually pay their own way.
These new arrivals have their work cut out for them. One critical need is an abundant source of power. Without it, a self-sustaining economy will be impossible.
The RGA is on? Yeah. Good.
At the University of Houston's Nanotechnology Lab, Alex Freundlich has an idea for turning one of the moon's greatest threats, its lack of an atmosphere, into an advantage.
Can you press that up? Press it down? Yeah.
His team develops highly efficient solar cells which generate electricity from sunlight.
You got it? Yeah.
Here on Earth, these cells can only be produced in a vacuum created by constant pumping. But space presents other opportunities.
Now, all this machinery is utilized to create a vacuum of the size of probably a few inches in diameter. Whereas on the moon, I mean, we have that on hundreds of thousands of kilometers, naturally made.
Experiments in this miniature moon vacuum reveal something else. The lunar regolith, or layer of moon dust spread over those thousands of kilometers, contains all the raw materials to make solar cells. It just needs to be collected and processed. So Freundlich's team has designed a robot. Using solar power, it first melts silica in the lunar surface to create a layer of glass. It then lays down a grid of solar cells on top of the glass. Putting multiple robots to work can transform thousands of hectares of the lunar surface into vast solar farms. Because in many places it's always sunny, they can provide enough power not just for the moon, but for the Earth as well. David Criswell, also with the University of Houston, has an ambitious solar energy plan. Export that surplus power from the moon back to Earth.
Basis to deliver commercial power back to Earth would be about 30 to 100 kilometers across. And they would be located on the 2 edges of the moon, so over the course of a lunar cycle, one or the other would be illuminated. So it's the perfect place, in fact the only place that we can cost-effectively gather enough solar power to run our planet.
These vast solar arrays convert the electricity into microwaves and then beam them to terrestrial receivers. They won't turn a passing aeroplane into a microwave oven. Its metal skin shields the passengers. And over 80% of these microwaves can be converted back into electricity, making them highly efficient. Another proposal for supplying the Earth with lunar energy suggests using the lunar surface in a different way, mining it for a rare form of gas, helium-3.
Once you have lunar settlements in place, more than likely their primary source of export income will be by sending helium-3 back to Earth for use in fusion power electric plants.
nuclear fusion, where helium-3 and hydrogen atoms fuse to give off energy, like the sun, is still largely theoretical. But many feel the process holds enormous potential. Just 50 kilos of helium-3 could power a city the size of Atlanta or Helsinki for a year, with little of the radioactive waste of conventional nuclear power. In the meantime, other minerals promise a quicker return for the lunar economy.
There are trillions of dollars of platinum and gold and precious metals from asteroids that have impacted the moon over the last 4.5 billion years.
If that's true, robot miners can plow up these valuable minerals without risk. The dead rock of the moon supports none of the Earth's fragile ecosystems. Just over the horizon from the lunar city lies the moon's far side, which always faces away from Earth. It's a place scientists can't wait to get to, not for development, but for studying the rest of the solar system.
The backside of the moon is the quietest place for radio astronomy to be found in the solar system. We can't get that kind of quiet on the surface of the Earth with all the radio noise that we have around.
Here, a giant radio telescope can peer into the remotest corners of space, searching for clues to how the galaxies and the early universe formed. This thirst for knowledge drives humans, but so does our desire for fun. By the middle of the 21st century, the lunar economy caters to a growing stream of tourists, ordinary people willing to pay a premium for the first true off-world adventure.
Why not wake up in your bed feeling 6 times lighter than you do on the Earth, roll over and look out the window at that beautiful little blue-green orb and go down to the rec field.
That rec field and resort are housed in a giant dome.
Just imagine a pole vault in 1/6 gravity, or a high dive 6 times higher than the highest high dive on Earth, and what could happen before they hit the water. But what's really interesting is you can strap on a pair of wings, flap your arms, and fly. The oldest dream of humanity realized.
And old dreams inspire new ones.
There is a solar system out there, waiting for human beings to enter it and to figure out how to use it to our benefit if we can, and I'm convinced that we can.
Throughout history, the moon has mesmerized humankind with its silvery mystery. It's an alien world, and yet it's close enough that we can discern its individual features and feel its tidal pull on our oceans. Whoever builds the rockets, the vehicles, and the systems that take humans back to the moon, whether it's NASA, China, or private industry, the venture will usher in a new era. Space will no longer be a hostile place that we occasionally visit.
We're going to be seeing ourselves not as just one world, the Earth, but the Earth and Moon together as a system. And between, we'll have orbiting hotels and facilities. We'll have cycling ships that just do figure eights between the Earth and the Moon permanently.
The moon may soon become a testing ground where we hone exploration skills, develop the technology to harvest resources on more distant planets, and begin mapping out our future as a spacefaring species. By going back to the moon, we prepare ourselves for more ambitious journeys. Journeys that may ultimately take us to Mars and beyond.